that's what my dad said, you know, come on, toughen up a bit. You have to bite through it. If you're cold, put your fingers on the exhaust, you know, like before the glass started melting. And then go out again.
And after Wednesdays, after school, because school was finished at 12, we went to the go-kart track, and it was, in the wintertime, was freezing. So I let the van run so he could warm up, and then we did 10 laps. Cold. I said, okay, go warm up. And then 3 minutes later, where is he now? I said, come on, drive. I'm still cold. I said, I don't care, drive. And then he couldn't move his fingers, and I didn't care. I wanted to test things because I was building engines and chassis change and things like that. And I wanted to have the result because I was, you know, I wanted to move forward. Yeah. But then he was,
barely hold the steering wheel.
I'm cold and things like that. And then when the fingers warm up, then again, and that's very painful. And I said, oh, shut up, you know, you're all...
Trying to make me talk, I think.
And
I made many mistakes, I made stupid mistakes. But I think as soon Max got racing, I learned from my mistake. And I tried to get that through to Max, that he didn't make the same mistakes as I did.
But one of the funniest ones was, I think, in that final year in PFI, you remember?
Yeah.
And World Championship.
First session.
Yeah, I was driving like a potato, I swear, it was really bad.
I said, fuck, what is he doing? So I called him in. I was always in the tracks.
Yeah.
So he came back and
there was trouble.
So he would stand up and I really smashed him on his helmet here. Bang! And he was like...
All the mechanics around, they were like, what happened there?
And then, and I said, what are you doing? He said, we're here, it's World Championship, and I think we can win it.
If you don't drive normal, we go home. I pack up everything. my dad did that once to a mechanic with a fork. Als hij één keer wat zegt, dan gooi ik eruit. En we stoppen bij het tankstation en hij zegt eruit. Zet die deur op, eruit. En toen reed hij weg. You're laughing. Oh my god. Het verste en gewoon met twee benen op de grond blijven staan. Dat,
Is dat lastig in dit wereldje? Of juist door de mensen om je heen niet?
Nee, ik denk dat hoe ik opgevoed ben, denk ik niet. Dus.
Hoe ben je opgevoed?
Hard.
Hard?
Maar, ja, natuurlijk met mijn vader. Ja, absoluut.
Was die hard?
Qua racen, racegebied.
Ja.
Zeg maar, strikt, ja.
Maar strikt als in...
Gewoon, ik moest er wel serieus mee bezig zijn, anders dan wou hij ermee stoppen. En ik moest wel alles ervoor over hebben, zeg maar. Terwijl de andere kinderen van leuk, beetje spelen, beetje rond.
Ja, maar ik zeg, wat heb jij ervoor gelaten allemaal? Want je moet ook offers brengen, toch? Misschien voel je dat helemaal niet zo, omdat je doet wat je het leukste vindt, maar...
Ik vond het ook soms leuk om een zaterdag te gaan voetballen of zo. Snap je?
Maar dat wilde je vader niet hebben.
Nee.
Nee?
17-year-old guy jumps in an F1 car. But we already had so much work before, you know, to get even a chance to jump in an F1 car. And that's what many people forget. Well, in the future, of course, I hope to become a world champion. Because that's also a dream.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. What a debut, fantastic.
Is it something that your father and your mother, as racers, have said to you, Max, look, you're going to be a champion, and when you are a champion, people are going to praise you and criticize you in equal measures?
My dad never said I was going to be a champion. He was always the opposite. He would tell me I was going to be a truck driver or like a bus driver.
Really?
Yeah, because he was always, in a good way, I think, you know, putting the, pressure, but making me realize that what I was doing at the time was not enough. You know, I was winning my races and stuff, but he said it's not enough to be successful in Formula One, because it's not, you can't rely on your talent only to be the best.
Huh? A simple start-finish win, or becoming second after a fight of 50 laps.
No, second is terrible, so winning. Okay. It's the first loser, so that's not...
Okay, that's obvious.
I'm not second today then. First loser.
My dad always told me first loser triggered me, you know, it's not nice. I was just getting started in Formula Renault 2 liters testing, and then I got invited for an F3 test. And it was a lot tougher. So after a few runs, I could not keep my head up. And then my dad, well,
I needed like padding on the side in Valencia, and also because it was anti-clockwise, so it made it even worse. Because normally you're used to clockwise tracks and your neck is used to that. And my dad called it a pussy pad. Since that day, I told him, because I couldn't keep my head up, so I had to use it. Since that day, I refused to use it.
To use the pussy pad.
Exactly. I said, because, what was it, in 2020, like we arrived at Mugello, nobody really knew how heavy it was going to be, and some drivers already put the padding in, and the team asked me, like, do you want padding as well? I said, even if my head falls off, I am not using that ever again. And that's what I keep telling. And it's always if, right? If my mom had balls, she would be my dad. So, yeah.
To work harder for it, and I think still, to my dad's liking, I think all the way to Formula One, I still didn't work hard enough in his eyes. I was of course upset, but my dad was really, really upset and disappointed in me, of course. So he, of course, broke down like the tent, everything he threw in the van. I had to pick up the go-kart with a friend of mine on the track after the race because my dad said I had to do it myself. So we managed to do all of that. Of course, my dad being very angry. So we then sat in the van, of course, on our way back home. But I wanted to talk to my dad about what happened, about my opinion about the incident. But my dad didn't want to talk to me, so I kept trying. And at one point he said, like, "Get out!" Like here at the fuel. He stopped at the fuel station. He said, "Get out! I don't want to talk to you anymore."
It's really important that you're fit enough to do a race. I think like the endurance training is really important. I think they are preparing me well. It's hard, but it should be like that.
Not only for me, but for my whole family, because they also had to live for me, because my dad was away a lot. It probably cost the marriage. And also my sister. You know.
I was hard for him, I was strict, but I think because of that, he is who he is. And I think he learned a lot from that. And he arrived here with a lot of confidence, and he was not scared of anything. And I think, yeah, that's Max, and that's what he needed. You can ask him the question, I will say exactly the same. And I think that was good, you know, that was the first basis to arrive, you know, where he is now.
When something happens to you, you can get like angry or, you know, aggressive. And I think that's also where my dad really teach me in how to approach the race better than he did. He knew what went wrong in his career, and we tried to do it better now. So he was trying to make a Verstappen 2.0, really.
Winter they would go to Italy. As soon as I started training, everybody went to the cafeteria. There was just one car going round and round in the rain, and that was Max. As long as his fingers weren't completely frozen, he had to drive.
He was not pushing me. He was just, you know, if he wants to drive, I will buy him a go-kart at the end of the day. So it really had to come from myself, because I think at the end, if your dad starts to push you, maybe 5-6 years it will be all right, but at the end, you won't enjoy it anymore. So yeah, luckily it wasn't like that, and it came, you know, completely from myself.
The first victory in Formula One in Barcelona, that was something very special. You know, he came in Red Bull for his first time, and he won. And then to win the first time.
Yes! Yes! Fantastic! Great job.
My heart rate was up the whole race, and I think after the race everything fell off your shoulder.
The most important win of his Formula One career, his first World Championship.
He's very relaxed. He doesn't worry about the next race. He, you know, he goes home. He doesn't want to speak about racing Formula One. He wants to relax. You know, he's not worried about what people think or say about him. And then the next race, he's motivated again to see the best of him.
And a 50th Grand Prix win goes to Max Verstappen.
No one saw this coming. 17th on the grid to the win.
Oh, yes!
Dutch driver will retain his crown. Max Verstappen is a 4-time Formula One world champion.
On the season, 4 times. It's a little bit more difficult than last year, but we pulled through and we gave it all. Thank you so much, guys. Simply lovely.
Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe below, kind of around my sternum, in between my cleavage, that area. Write your comments there. How was your holidays?
Yeah, it was good. Maybe a little bit too good. Maybe.
Driving at 300 kilometers an hour through this part of the track